Okay. I'm an architect in private practice. I also have a planning consultancy arm to the business. So we have planners with us as well as the designers. As Joshua says, I chair the National Planning Group. RIBA have submitted a response to the white paper. We had quite a variety of opinions. So we had to steer it in a course that pleased everyone, if you like. But these are my own views. I want to start by going back to what happened before we had a planning system, before the Planning Act took place, took into effect. We built in this country what was needed, when it was needed, and where it was needed. There was no planning system. And then in 1947, we get the Planning Act, whereupon it was necessary to apply for consent. Now, when I qualified, a planning application consisted of a 4-page form with an extra 2 pages if you were doing a commercial scheme. And you had to submit elevations and plans, normally at a scale of 1 to 200 or 1 to 100. And that was it. Now, if it weren't for electronic transfers, nowadays I'd have to hire a van to take the application to the council offices. The sheer volume of information. Why? Why do we need all of that? For those of you who haven't read the full white paper, just in brief, there are 5 key proposals. First of all, a streamlined planning process based on the concept of zoning, with areas for growth, areas for regeneration, and areas for protection. The second proposal is to increase the amount of digital connectivity in planning. Thirdly, to enhance design and sustainability. Fourthly, improved infrastructure delivery. And finally, ensuring land is made available, more land is made available for housing. Now, it's come under quite a lot of criticism from some in the planning profession because they think it's unworkable. But many seem to be missing the point and comparing the white paper and its proposals to the current planning system. But it misses the point. The government seem to be suggesting that they don't want to refine the current system. They want a complete root and branch, blue sky reassessment of what planning is for. I mean, I'm sure we can all agree there's a need to simplify the vast array of planning documents and supplementary advice documents. And also, in my view, we should be taking out of planning much of the routine stuff that could go into the Building Act. Things like sustainability, sustainable design, energy efficiency, space standards, daylight standards. All of these things are objective and could so easily be dealt with by building control. I don't think that planning in the UK properly addresses the social, environmental, and economic benefits of allowing development to happen. Communities are often very quick to oppose development, pointing to all the anticipated negatives that might arise. But where in the system are the benefits being measured? They need to be quantified and weighed in the planning balance more effectively, especially now as we're facing an economic crisis with the costs of COVID. And another complication is the interrelated legislation, such as environmental protection or ecology. So, for example, the Countryside and Wildlife Act makes it an offence in law to willfully destroy protected habitats. But it's also an offence in law to drive a vehicle without insurance and tax. Now, if I want to build a garage, I do not have to show the planning officer that I've got a tax disc, I've paid my car tax, and I've got insurance on my car. So I'm a bit puzzled as to why planning seems to have become a catch-all for control of many other areas of legislation. Overall, though, there's much in the white paper for our profession to be supportive of. Greater digitization is welcome. I'd like to see the standardization of local plans across the UK. There are over 350 different local planning authorities. Every one of them's got a different way of presenting its policies. And if we could standardise that, that would be good. Involving the property technology sector, I think, is encouraging, as is the desire to connect with younger members of society, particularly those under 40. And I particularly like the reference to 3D visualization and community engagement and consultation. We have since, of course, had the National Model Design Code issued for consultation. I just want to finish my brief introduction by explaining I was on a select committee just before Christmas representing RIBA on the white paper. And of course, being an architect, I was being pressed on the question of design and how can we improve the quality of design of our, particularly our housing developments. And I made the point to the MPs on the committee that I have to be licensed. We all, as architects, have to be licensed through ARB to practice our profession. It's a regulation that we have to comply with. We're regulated. But there's no regulation that requires anybody to employ us. In fact, the only statutory person that has to be employed in the creation of the built environment is a principal designer under the CDM regs. And that seems a bit odd to me. And I think there is, particularly with the problems we've had with Grenfell and other quite spectacular failures of construction, I think there is a need for our profession to get more involved and be not just have our title protected, but what we do ought to be protected as well. Thank you.